You know, it's like I almost borderline like being sued because it's the only time where I can be myself because I sit in those depositions and it'd be hilarious. I remember I was in a deposition with
who filed on Tuesday, April 2nd, presents a troubling image of Vi's Daw Academy, a school that opened and closed in 2022. When they mentioned that a list of Hollywood moguls would be made public following Diddy, we didn't think it would include Kanye West, but here we have Kanye's former assistant recently brought a contentious lawsuit against him, essentially calling him Diddy 2.0. The assistant stated that Kanye attempted to turn her into his personal well-adult toy by sending her some pretty unsettling messages. But instead of giving her the $1 million that she never received, he forced her to delete her account texts, which she included in her lawsuit. However, baby Kanye is not going to take any of this lying down. He shot back at the assistant, saying, "Look, if there's any victim here, it's me." He also threatened to sue because it was she who pursued him and attempted to take advantage of him. What's even more absurd is that there are rumors that Kanye's spouse, there's so much to absorb here, so let's get right into it. Bianca is attempting to leave the marriage because, well, he's reportedly trying to make her a corn star and pressure her into having babies with him.
This new Kanye West lawsuit contains some of the most insane allegations I have read in my entire life.
Who filed on Tuesday, April 2nd, presents a troubling image of Vi's Daw Academy, a school that opened and closed in 2022. When they mentioned that a list of Hollywood moguls would be made public following Diddy, we didn't think it would include Kanye West, but here we have Kanye's former assistant recently brought a contentious lawsuit against him, essentially calling him Diddy 2.0. The assistant stated that Kanye attempted to turn her into his personal well-adult toy by sending her some pretty unsettling messages. But instead of giving her the $1 million that she never received, he forced her to delete her account texts, which she included in her lawsuit. However, baby Kanye is not going to take any of this lying down. He shot back at the assistant, saying, "Look, if there's any victim here, it's me." He also threatened to sue because it was she who pursued him and attempted to take advantage of him. What's even more absurd is that there are rumors that Kanye's spouse, there's so much to absorb here, so let's get right into it. Bianca is attempting to leave the marriage because, well, he's reportedly trying to make her a corn star and pressure her. Lauren Pisette, Kanye's former assistant, has filed a very serious lawsuit against him, alleging, among other things, wrongful termination, gender discrimination, fraud, and purposeful infliction of mental and physical stress. Let's quickly review Lauren Pissette's background before delving into the lawsuit. Lauren is an Instagram model and worked with Kanye from July 2021 to October 2022. She is 5 years old, and she claims to have over 15 years of management experience. In the music industry, Lauren used to earn a respectable $1 million annually from her account, and for a while, Kanye was one of her well-paying customers. Lauren had even collaborated with Kanye on Yeezy apparel line and his album Duh from 2021. But in 2022, he allegedly told her that he wanted her to become more godlike and instructed her to delete her account in exchange for a $1 million annual salary to become his personal assistant. The only requirement was that she have to be available to him around the clock. However, after a year of employment, he allegedly stopped paying her. He then allegedly promised to increase her salary to $4 million if she agreed to become his chief of staff, which she did, but she never received the money. Finally, she was allegedly fired without cause and offered a $3 million severance payment, which she allegedly declined. WERE named in court filings as co-defendants involved in a systematic, serious, convincing, and offensive campaign of unlawful harassment based on the law, including blank harassment. The lawsuit also claimed that Kanye overshared personal information, including photos and videos of his actions, some of which allegedly involved IG models, current and former employees of Yeezy LLC, and various men and women. Who knew Kanye was just another Diddy in sheep's clothing? The lawsuit details several alleged instances in which Kanye allegedly engaged in offensive, unwanted, and non-consensual behavior. criminal behaviors that are not requested or desired, one of which is the alleged exchange of explicit pornographic texts. You all tell me this doesn't exactly look like Diddy. In almost all the lawsuits filed against Diddy, there's some mention of Diddy either using or forcing others to use or asking them to buy or traffic recreational drugs for him. That's really something. Anyway, let's get into the very weird and disturbing text messages that Kanye sent to Lauren, in which he described his blank fantasies and asked her to carry performance enhancement drugs for him. If you haven't seen the purported text that Kanye sent to his employee Lauren yet, you should brace yourself because it may make you feel queasy. My issue is that I want to F, but after I F, I want a girl to tell me how hard the benef well I have them. Then I want her to cheat on me, go get it with a worse D than mine, and then come back and tell me the story. Afterward, I want her to either option B, blank my D with a bad B, which I've already ifed, or option C, blank my D with her best friend. I was a finger when I went behind my back and if someone with a bigger D. The lawsuit then claimed that on multiple other occasions, Kanye asked the plaintiff to get him a blank enhancement and performance honey. But don't take your jaw off the floor just yet. There's more. Plaintiff was forced by defendant Kanye to have this readily available at all times, and Lauren was obliged to provide it to defendant before defendant's blank encounters. Kanye is reported to have sent a series of texts in which he asked, "How many times have you knocked a dude out in 2 minutes?" and offered various explanations, including that escorts always get the best pee. It's their business. I have a really important query. I'm going to beat this effing racist D for being effing racist. I'm going to stare at images of white ladies with black behinds and beat the shit out of my racist D. Be honest with me, is this D racist? It is this effing racist D of mine. It's necessary to defeat this racist. This isn't right, bro. After 400 years, we're still the richest black man alive, beating the living daylights out of his BBC girl. What the freaking hell kind of red room obsession is this anyway? The lawsuit also stated that Kanye often made advances toward Lauren while she was working with him and that he would frequently stop talking to her on the phone during what she believed to be professional calls. On a different occasion, Kanye allegedly confined Lauren in a room with him while they were traveling to Paris, saying that he needed to talk to her, but there was no conversation. It is also said that he was particularly preoccupied with the size of the instruments of other guys Lauren had previously dated. According to reports, Kanye sat in a chair across from him while she lay on the bed and began to blank out under the covers until he fell asleep. The worst part is that practically everyone online thinks Kanye is capable of doing things like this. One person commented that this is disturbing, disgusting, and honestly not surprising. Another person commented, "Yeah, I'm not even surprised at all by the way he treated his ex and now treats his current wife." Although Kanye hasn't exactly been the most popular superstar in recent years due to his rants and strange remarks, this could be the moment that truly ends his career because even his supporters are saying they can't support him on this one. And to be honest, with the Diddy controversy aside, there has never been a worse moment to be exposed as a creep in the business. But Lauren didn't show up empty-handed. Oh no, she brought receipts with memes, pictures of naked models, films of ladies hitting on Kanye, and his blank tapes, she added. She also said that after she was dismissed, Kanye continued to be obsessed with her, allegedly chasing her and even moving into the building where she lived. But it appears that he was able to persuade her to return to work for him. She complied, but as usual, she was never paid. Lauren stated that she had lost at least $4 million in what should have been her pay, but she did not elaborate on the amount of damages she was claiming that Kanye's activities caused her to experience emotional and bodily suffering in addition to losing her pay and perks from her job. It's interesting to note that Kanye has been accused of similar behavior in 2022 before. Kanye West used corn bullying mind games to control staff, according to a Rolling Stone article. The title alone gives you a good idea of what the rest of the article looked like, but what's actually much more disturbing is that Adidas and members of his entourage patiently awaited his response when, according to two people who attended the August 2017 meeting, West started yelling that the Yeezys weren't up to his standards and then approached a senior female employee. The participants state that Wes turned to face the woman while glancing down at his foot and said, "I want you to create me a shoe I can." That woman ultimately took a leave of absence before moving to a different position at Adidas, according to Rolling Stone. This was allegedly just one of many times that Kanye used provocative and frequently sexualized intimidation tactics to get people to do what he wanted. The article then discusses when Kanye allegedly reprimanded a woman for her appearance and made Adidas talent recruiter weep. More than 24 former employees of Yeezy and Adidas described working with him as an oppressive office atmosphere, many of them scared for their livelihoods. But that's not all the stories. Employees reportedly stated that during meetings, Kanye would play corn with Yeezy employees. He would also allegedly show Yeezy team members an intimate snapshot of Kim Kardashian and an explicit film, along with his own videos. In the past, Kanye has also been sued numerous times. One action against him was brought by two female teachers at his D Academy, Cecilia Haley and her daughter, Kati Bors. They alleged that Kanye had made strange restrictions for the kids. They also alleged that the school did not hire instructors with basic life support abilities, which resulted in bullying among the pupils, and that there was no school nurse or housekeeping staff, all of which left their safety and education completely uncontrolled services, and the school was not serving school meals in accordance with dietary recommendations. The women claimed that after reporting all of this 3 different times, they were fired along with another employee. Trevor Phillips filed a complaint alleging that Kanye engaged in discriminatory behavior and harassment at the Academy and Yeezy warehouse. The complaint stated that Kanye would frequently yell at and chastise his black employees, threatening to fire anyone who was overweight. According to Phillips, he was once made to perform electrical work outside in the rain. Kanye was portrayed in the complaint as an employer who thought of himself as a god or king, but in actuality, he was an ill-tempered tyrant and desperate person who aimed to mentally destroy and command those in his vicinity. Additionally, it is said that Kanye once threatened to build a jail at the Academy and warned students that they might be imprisoned there at any time. Additionally, it is purported that Kanye used to make derogatory remarks against Jews and LGBT people when the students' children were around. I don't even understand why any parent would send their child to the school of a man who has openly glorified Hitler, made anti-Semitic remarks on multiple occasions, and said that he was addicted to Into having babies with him.
Like, for me, Playboy was my gateway into full-on addiction. My dad had a Playboy left out at age 5, and it's affected almost every choice I made for the rest of my life, from age 5 to now having to kick the habit. And it just presents itself in the open, like it's okay.
In April this year, a 3rd lawsuit was filed by Benjamin Desson Provo, who worked as a security personnel for Kanye West's Donda Academy and a Yeezy warehouse. Provo alleged that Kanye discriminated against him, highlighting a stark difference in the treatment of black employees compared to non-black employees. According to Provo, Kanye paid his black employees less and discouraged discussions about pay. When Provo tried to address the issue, Kanye's manager reportedly told him, "Don't bring up money to Ye. He doesn't like to talk about money." The situation worsened when Kanye allegedly demanded that Provo cut his dreadlocks. Reports claimed that Kanye became increasingly aggressive, insisting that Provo shave his head or face termination. When Provo refused, Kanye fired him. Additionally, Kanye's treatment of women in his personal life has also raised eyebrows. Many have noticed that every woman Kanye has been in a relationship with fits a certain profile, and he allegedly tries to involve them in a freak-off lifestyle. Rumors suggest that one of the reasons for his divorce from Kim Kardashian was his pressure on her to sleep with other men. Furthermore, it is rumored that Kanye went bankrupt by funding his extravagant lifestyle, including patronizing models, and when his funds ran out, he began using Kim's money, which she opposed. In recent times, there has been speculation about the nature of Kanye's relationship with his new wife, Bianca Censori. PR specialist Mark Borowski reported that Kanye is making Bianca dress provocatively as a publicity stunt. This move appears to be a strategy to keep Kanye in the public eye and might be perceived as a statement to his ex-wife Kim, who engaged in similar publicity tactics but with more subtlety and style. However, this strategy seems to be causing tension between Kanye and Bianca. According to sources, Bianca feels insulted and disgusted by Kanye's new X-rated entertainment project. Allegedly, Bianca feels pressured into a lifestyle she did not sign up for. A source revealed to In Touch that Bianca is freaking out, believing Kanye is treating her like a porn star. Initially, Bianca went along with Kanye's public displays, thinking it could boost her fame, but the turn towards explicit content has made her uncomfortable. She is reportedly having second thoughts about their relationship and the direction in which Kanye is taking it. In summary, Benjamin Provo's lawsuit against Kanye West highlights issues of racial discrimination and unfair treatment within Kanye's businesses. Provo's allegations of pay disparity and forced hairstyle changes reflect broader concerns about workplace discrimination. Meanwhile, Kanye's personal life continues to draw attention, with his relationships and lifestyle choices often becoming public spectacles. His alleged financial issues, coupled with the demands he places on his partners, paint a complex picture of a man whose actions frequently stir controversy. The tension in his marriage to Bianca Censori further underscores the ongoing turmoil surrounding Kanye, suggesting that his attempts to maintain public interest may be causing more harm than good to Bianca Censori. Kanye West's new wife is reportedly having second thoughts about having children with him due to concerns about the stability of their marriage. These concerns have only intensified with the recent lawsuit filed against Kanye by Benjamin Provo. Provo, who worked as a security personnel for Kanye's Donda Academy and a Yeezy warehouse, claimed that Kanye discriminated against black employees, paying them less and treating them poorly. When Provo tried to address these issues, Kanye's manager allegedly told him, "Don't bring up money to Yee. He doesn't like to talk about money." Furthermore, Kanye demanded Provo cut his dreadlocks, becoming increasingly aggressive until he ultimately fired Provo for refusing to comply. Adding to the controversy, rumors have circulated that Kanye objectifies women, seeing them as vessels to fulfill his fantasies. This perception is compounded by allegations that Kanye pressured his ex-wife Kim Kardashian into uncomfortable situations, contributing to their divorce. His new relationship with Bianca is under strain as she feels pressured by Kanye's X-rated entertainment projects. Sources claim Bianca feels degraded by Kanye's demands and is reconsidering their relationship, fearing it may not be the right environment to raise children. Shortly after Provo's lawsuit was filed, Kanye's representative responded with a counterclaim, accusing Provo of lying and claiming she had stolen Kanye's phone to destroy records that would benefit her case. The rep stated that Provo was fired for being unqualified and making unreasonable salary demands, including a $4 million annual salary. They also alleged that Provo engaged in inappropriate behavior, such as sending unsolicited nude images to Kanye in an attempt to coerce him into giving her material items like a Hermes Birkin bag and a Lamborghini. The representative's statement painted Provo as someone who leveraged her association with Kanye for personal gain, contradicting her claims of harassment and a hostile work environment. They suggested her initial lawsuit for unlawful termination gained no traction, leading her to fabricate headlines and threaten blackmail and extortion. In her lawsuit, Provo maintained that she did not welcome or encourage Kanye's offensive behavior, insisting that she wanted to perform her duties professionally. The conflicting narratives make it difficult to discern the truth, and the outcome will likely hinge on the evidence presented by both parties. However, it is evident that this situation has further damaged Kanye's reputation. Public opinion seems to lean against Kanye, with some suggesting he needs serious mental help. One commenter noted, "This isn't Kanye's first rodeo being accused of abusing people or being sued for it. This is just more evidence of how he is. Don't be an employer if you have no integrity." Another remarked, He's never been right since his mother passed on. As this legal battle unfolds, it remains to be seen whether Kanye will face significant consequences or if these allegations will be swept under the rug as others have been in the past. The ongoing controversies and legal issues surrounding Kanye highlight the turmoil in both his personal and professional life, raising questions about his future and the impact of his actions on those around him.